You get to meet my friend.
Finally.
Yeah.
You got like 4. No.
You're including you.
I'm not on that
That's
list.
plenty.
So you got
Let's,
3 now.
let's not get crazy.
Welcome to It's a Hawaii Thing. I'm Lanai, and that's Brooke Lee. Please don't get us confused. We got a very special guest today. I'm so glad we finally figured out the time to get him on, because the time difference is just a weird thing when they're in another country.
Okay.
Via Japan. I've known this guy. I was trying to think of today how long have I known him, and it was when Kunishiki first opened his restaurant in Tokyo. I'm going to have to ask him when that was, and that had to be like 20 years ago. So I've known him for a long time. He's been doing some amazing things in Asia. I'm talking about sellout arenas.
Right.
80, 60,000 people kind of sellout arenas. We'll ask him how many albums he has out. He's part of the super group Def Tech, along with Yuki Micro Nishimiya.
Okay.
He's a local boy. He went to Iolani High School, graduated of Iolani. Ladies and gentlemen, Shen Brown. How you doing, Shen?
Aloha from Okinawa.
Yeah. You're in Okinawa right now. Getting away from the madness, huh?
Correct.
Yeah. What you been up to?
Yeah, Tokyo a little bit too heavy right now.
How long have you been in Japan now?
I first came to Japan when I was 10 years old, 1991. So back and forth between Hawaii and Japan, maybe 20 years now over here.
Oh, so he fluent.
Yeah. And you graduated from Iolani. You were classmates with Christian from Ho'onua, correct? Or was he older?
Christian was a few years above me. I was class of 99.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
And then you moved to Japan, and you meet up with Micro. And how does this whole Def Tech thing come about?
This is a twist of fate, really. So 2 years into UH after Iolani, I didn't know what I wanted to study. And my father's a professor at the University of Hawaii. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I want to make music, and I want to do it in Japan. And he told me, hey, if you jump, the world's going to catch you. So Go do you. Yeah. And I was, went to Japan, had some friends in the music industry. Like you said, I met up with Micro. That was right after 9/11 happened.
Wow.
Micro happened to be in Manhattan during that time. He was staying 4 blocks away from the Twin Towers when it happened. And that really influenced his life. When he came back to Japan 2 weeks later, he was like, I got to do something with my life. And then we met, and then we made a song, and we made a song, and we made a song. And the third song we made 5 years later, top of the charts in Japan, 2 million records sold.
Wow.
Just, the career was established, and we went, we just keep going.
Yeah, being in radio, it was weird to see, hey, there's this local guy in Japan, because I go to Japan all the time.
Right.
He goes, next time you go, you got to go check out this local guy. He went to Iolani. He's in his group Def Tech.
And is it like you were in brown bags? Like you took Japanese as your language in school? Like, where's the connection? I'm trying to follow the bouncing balls, but it seems a little random.
まあちょっとだけ日本語はわかるけど、
See what I'm
普通に日本語話したかったら行きましょうよそこで。Actually, I never really was into singing in high school. I did trumpet and French horn and jazz guitar. So I did have sort of a music background, but never singing. So I wasn't in brown bags. But, I kind of just jumped into the pool, started writing lyrics in college. And then, one thing led to another kind of thing. And, you get into a room with creative people, and everybody just wants to have a good time and make good music. It's a really infectious thing.
Explain to Brooke what category your music would be into. Because just on a side note, when I first saw him perform, I didn't meet you yet. It was at an arena somewhere, and I just got a dose in Japan. I just got a dose of it because I think I was with Konishiki at the time, and you guys were almost done, and we went backstage and we went in, and you got to see these guys. The whole place, there had to be 60,000 people. The whole place was rocking to what you guys were doing. Explain to everybody what category or what style it is.
Okay, so me and Micro's background is he comes from surfing, like the surfing culture in Tokyo and in Japan. His father basically met with Glenn Minami back in like the 70s and started importing real Hawaii surfboards to Japan. So like his father was kind of the dawn of surfing culture in Japan in the 70s, and that brought all of that to Japan. So he grew up around surfing and in Shimoda and Shonan and, south of Tokyo his whole life. So he'd been coming to Hawaii since he was little. Yeah. And, meeting up with him and knowing that, he likes, one of the first things we talked about was he likes Ka'au Crater Boys. And I was just like, oh, wait. Who in Tokyo knows Ka'au Crater Boys? Like, who are you? Like, what? And so we kind of bonded on that level, and, talking about Hapa, talking about, Hawaiian style band, all of the, the Jawaiian reggae stuff from the 90s, the early 90s, really kind of bonded us together. And so we were like, nobody in Japan knows Jawaiian. They don't know that word. So let's bring that to Japan.
All right, let's hold that thought for us real quick. We're going to talk a little bit deeper about how this all got started. We're talking with Shen from Def Tech. Don't go anywhere. It's a Hawaii thing. Bringing you what matters. Viewers can receive the Star Advertiser digital full access subscription for just $9.95 per month. Go to staradvertiser.com and click on subscribe. Use the code AHITHING. Chaminade University is preparing Hawaii's leaders for tomorrow, today. Earn a private education with a public service mission right here at home. Get started at chaminade.edu. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing, talking with Shen from Def Tech. So you meet Micro. You guys are talking about Ka'au Crater Boys, Hapa, all the 90s style music from Hawaii. And then what happens?
So, we're always trying to differentiate ourselves from other people. And there's a lot of music in Japan. I mean, the market is super saturated. A lot of artists trying to make big footprints, but it's hard. So we took this word Jawaiian and we ran with it, kind of made it more J-pop, more poppy, not so roots reggae, that kind of stuff. But, we made 3 songs in the basement of our friend's house in a really local place in Tokyo. And the 3rd song we made was a hit. Our friend had been in music in a band called Rise, my good friend from the American school in Japan here, named Jesse. His father is a legendary guitarist in Japan called Char. And they kind of put us on into everything. And they said, hey, if you guys are going to do this, you got to do it indies. You got to do it like this. And we did it how they said to do it. So we went double platinum with an indies album.
So crazy, huh?
It's like Macklemore.
Yeah.
It's like so crazy.
And I remember getting your first album. It wasn't your first album, one of your albums, and the artwork on it, I was like blown away. This is when people would look at CD covers, obviously.
Yeah.
But the artwork on it reminded me of like a Michael Jackson production or something he would put out. And it was all these little detailed things on the album. And I was like, gosh, Sale, Konishiki, I got to meet this guy. And just so happened, because I was like, that's when I was like in my prime with music, listening and, creating radio stations. We were in Tokyo and we went to his restaurant. Do you remember that day?
Whose restaurant?
Yeah, I do remember.
Kunishiki's restaurant. And that's how we met, right? I was
Christian from Honua was there.
Yeah.
Honua,
And you were like in awe that he was there, and I was in awe that you were there. And you guys got up and you guys did a song together in the restaurant. Do you remember what year that was?
I think that was like 2006, 2007, something around there. Maybe.
Okay.
I love that you've been gone that long, but your pidgin accent is still on point.
He comes home all the time. He comes home a lot.
Sometimes they lose it for professional purposes, but he kuaina this one.
Now tell everybody, you talked about Ka'au Crater Boys. There's a deeper connection because of what you guys did with their music and followed what they did. Tell everybody about that connection.
Okay, so like I said, me and my partner Micro from Def Tech, we bonded over the fact that we knew who Ka'au Crater Boys were. And then let's say 5 years after we had dropped our first album, Micro found himself on Oahu and had a connection to Ernie Cruz Jr. So he goes to Ernie's house and he has kind of like a jam session in the backyard, Kanikapila style, as we do. And they filmed it for TV in Japan.
Wow.
So, they're trying to put spotlight on Hawaii and make real connections with real local people. And at that point, I hadn't met Ernie yet. And then fast forward a couple years, we all start to link we become friends. Then Ernie comes up to Japan. We do a couple of years, couple of tours. We bring a few band members from Manoa DNA,
Wow.
and also Bruce Shimabukuro,
Yeah.
Jake's younger brother. Yeah. I happen to have linked with Bruce in at the dorms, Johnson Hall at UH, like back in the day. I was just like, Bruce, you remember me? Oh, I'm like, hey.
That's cool.
But the bond with, bringing real local people up to Japan, exposing them to more of Japan and the culture up there, and we made a really tight bond with that group of people, and Ernie was one of them. And we came back to Oahu to do Green Room Festival.
Yes.
You guys have heard of that? At
the Waikiki Shell.
Yeah.
Waikiki Shell. So we did that a few years, and that year was kind of rough because a couple weeks later Ernie passed away, and all that ensued. All of Hawaii was super sad, and but it's just a crazy mix of fate.
But it's so cool that you guys got to work with him before he left, and how everything goes in full circle.
But
right?
I don't understand, what is the draw? What is it about Japanese people? Why are they so enamored with that music there? I mean, and everything Hawaii, obviously. They love the hula, they love slaki, they love the culture.
Yeah, what do you think it is,
What do
Shen?
you think is the secret sauce with that?
Wait, hold that thought, because I know this is going to start getting deep. We got to take a little break. Shen, also, him and I have had some deep thoughts and deep talks in the last couple of years that I like to get into as well.
Okay.
So don't go anywhere. It's a Hawaii thing. We'll be right back. This show is brought to you by Atlas Construction, Hawaii's #1 builder for 9 years in a row. Call them at 808-951-9500 for the quality and service you deserve today. HEC Medical Clinic, Dr. Aries Oda, Hawaii's #1 laser weight loss center for weight loss, reverse diabetes, and heart disease. Call today for your limited time special, only $37. Lose 1 to 2 inches instantly. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. We got Shen from Def Tech talking story. You mentioned
I was getting deep.
The Japanese.
He's Iolani,
what do you think
and
it
he
is?
Can do a whole dissertation.
What do you think it is? Like Brooke was saying, that
you guys.
What are they What do they like? What is it about Hawaii that they like?
Okay, so been here for over 20 years. Simply put, the grass is always greener.
Oh, that's deep. Okay.
Yeah. And coming from Tokyo, I mean, it's a different thing if you live outside of Tokyo in Japan, because it's a very natural country. There's beautiful nature everywhere. But in Tokyo, it kind of feels like you're on the Death Star.
Wow. Okay. That's some truth bombs happening right here. Okay.
Yeah. Like it's, what do we call it? The concrete jungle. And like, it's seriously concrete jungle. If you didn't have Google Maps, you would get lost and you would never be seen again. Kind of thing.
Unless you travel with me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Lanai always knows the way.
He's like Yoda. He's like the Hawaii Yoda.
But that makes sense. They're always looking for that. And I think the other thing, you and I have talked about it, is Japanese have a lot of respect. Hawaiians have a lot of aloha, which fall along the same lines, right?
Yes.
So that is the bond. And I think the bond goes back to the 1800s when,
when you were born.
No, when they were trying to, the king and queen was trying to marry off the princess to the
look at
the
you,
emperor's son,
bursting out with your Trivial Pursuit. Okay,
but it's true. There's always been a big bond between Japan and Hawaii.
True. It's one of the largest gene pools in our genetic DNA here, so like we get along. Clearly there's hapa babies everywhere, but I mean, it's fascinating to me that because Hawaiian music, we get it. People love Blue Hawaii. They like to listen to Kiho'alu, like hula halaus take over Tokyo. I get all of that, but like the Jawaiian stuff and the Ka'au Crater Boy stuff, like that's some next level, like echelon.
It's a vibration. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah,
that feeling.
Like Hawaii,
the frequency.
It's so crazy. And then the connection that he makes, because I mean, no offense, Haole boy from Iolani, speaking fluent Japanese, right? Bebopping down the street in Tokyo, meets a guy whose dad brought the surfboards to Hawaii, and then you start singing Pihi Pickers or whatever. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, and I think for Shen,
hey, wait. You know Imua Garza. Wait. Because that's all connected too, bro.
And I'm glad that you said that, because Shen and I have been having this conversation now as we're getting older. Shen is getting older. The last time we sat, where were we? Zippies?
Probably.
Were we in Zippies or something?
Yeah.
And you better be paying.
And we, on Kapahulu Zippies, we were talking because Shen kind of took a break. You took a break on the music business and the concrete jungle, and you were going through some things.
Oh.
And we had a discussion about Aloha and what your platform is, and you've taken it to another level. Why don't you share what you're doing with that?
Okay. Well, I don't know if this camera is going to be right side up, but Aloha Damashi.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So this is a collaboration I did with a clothing company in Japan called Laugh Inc. Right. And the concept was keep laughing. I think it's backwards. Yeah.
No, it's straight.
It's straight.
It's straight.
No, it's straight. Okay.
That's how much karma you have. Yeah. It's
flip them. But yeah. So it was kind of a really pivotal moment in my life, Lanai. I mean, I don't know if you know how impactful you were that day.
Ooh, Yoda. Ooh.
Brah, we were talking a little bit deep, and then we started talking about Aloha, and you were like, brah, you know what, if you're talking about Aloha like this, stand up, brah. We stood up, you said, take off your hat. I took off my hat, and you put your forehead to my forehead.
Oh, you did.
And you said, breathe, brah, and I breathed with you. And that was the first time. I was like 35. I grew up in Hawaii. I graduated Iolani. It's the first time I went and did the honi greeting. And what does that say about Hawaii today? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I mean, awesome. Granted, I am haole and whatnot, but
it is the host culture. You were born and raised here.
Yeah, right. And it should be more prevalent. And I see it more and more nowadays. Whenever I go back home, it literally brings me to tears to hear Hawaiian being spoken and to see people doing honi greeting openly like that. It's like, I started to tear up already. Like,
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Hey, let's go a little bit deeper into this in a second. We got to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
I can't emotionally take this.
It's a Hawaii thing. We'll be right back. For all your money needs, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for you. Visit hificu.com. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. We're talking story with Shen, and you're talking about this company that you started. Is it a company? Is it a movement? What is it that you're doing?
What I explain it is a company, but I explain it as a project, and the project is to explain to people the meanings of alo and ha. To people's awareness in the present moment. Yeah, I've heard it translated as God consciousness. There's all kinds of different meanings, but ha is also breath of life. I mean, ha.
Right.
Two people's presence in the moment brought together, exchanging breath. It's the true greeting of aloha. Yeah. And if people do it, it brings you into, well, I've heard it called the fifth dimension. In Japan, they call it tennen no sekai, the natural world.
Oh, okay.
So to me, it's kind of like in the Matrix. It's welcome to the real world.
Right. Yeah. So what is the Hawaiian, the Hawaiian word is aloha. What is the other word on it? What is the other?
Aloha. Damashi means tamashi in Japanese is spirit. So literally aloha spirit.
Oh, nice.
But hybrid with Japanese and So get the emoji, the kanji in the middle for tamashi right there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And so something interesting about the kanji for spirit in Japanese, the right side of it is the character for ogre or devil. So inside our spirit, we all have a good side and a bad side. Yeah. And once you can find the balance between the good and the bad, and not just think of yourself as all good and understand that there's also bad parts to you, then the yin and yang starts to spin.
Deep.
And really what is all started was we were talking about how he wanted to do something else. Like he was talking about looking at other options, the music thing is always going to be there, and he did what he did. He sold out stadiums and sold a lot of records. And I said, yeah, but now you worked your whole life to build this platform. Now you have a platform to send out a message. What is your message going to be? That's when I think you sat and go, to me anyway, the look in your face was, oh, shoot. Yeah, I do have this platform. Yeah. And I told him, I said, man, I've been working at this for 30 years and I still haven't sold out arenas. So you should be grateful for what you have. And now you have this platform to share what you want to share. And this is what you've come up with. And I'm so proud of you for doing it.
No, thank you, brother. Like, seriously, if you never set me on this path, I wouldn't know. And I'm still trying to find the way. And
we all are.
Every day. E homai.
Right.
Nā kupuna o Hawaii. Aloha e. Aloha e.
Boop.
That's so awesome. So you have you started a line with it? Because I know I've seen some T-shirts.
Where?
Yeah. Actually, this one.
The stars do not war.
Ooh, look at you.
I like that. I gotta get one of those. Where can people buy your stuff?
Well,
I have it up on my website. I'll connect it to my Instagram. It's Shen037. Yeah, I have new music up. There's always new projects going on. deftech.jp is another website. My YouTube channel, Deftech's YouTube channel.
Wait.
I told the sound guy, I said Google him because he never heard of Deftech, and the first video you brought was like 22 million. Right. Yeah. So people need to know what him and Micro are doing in Japan.
Because you guys took a break and now you guys are back, like doing it again, or what happened? Did I make that up?
Yeah, we've been another 10 years. Exactly. I know. I was so first 3 albums, first 3 years, it was a lot to process, a lot to deal with.
Right.
I kind of lost myself in that. I had to come back to the Aina and find myself again, and I came back home for 3 years. And, getting over my ego, being able to identify that voice in my head as my ego,
right?
Being able to breathe through anything, right. and then wanting to get back to what we do best and getting back to Japan. And really, it's about the fans and about helping people become more aware of life and the joy for life. Breathing is really, to me, unconditional love.
Right.
Yeah. If you can breathe into a smile, then you can really take control of your reality, and your personal reality is your personality.
Right.
So
see,
if you can
drop the mic
bombs here. Look at him. Between him and Yancey, come on. Where's Oprah Winfrey when you need her? These boys are dropping bombs.
Yeah.
Come on.
Educated.
Sunday all day.
Educated. That's so cool. I'm so proud of you. Are you guys gonna release a new album?
We released one album last year. It's kind of hard right now. We can't tour, and not being able to tour is kind of hard to push an album. But we are getting back to the studio next week. I'm going back to Tokyo. We're going to be making some new material. Having said that, we were going to be doing the Olympic surfing because we have a surfing theme song for the Olympics.
Really?
But it got canceled yesterday. So
man, so close.
That's okay. Something else is going to happen. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. One door closes, another door opens.
A bunch of them open. Yeah.
How many albums have you guys put out?
Well, we just released one called Powers of 10, so it was our 10th album.
Wow, 10 albums.
Wow.
Yeah, we have 135 songs.
So crazy.
And you have a studio where you live, and you're pumping out other groups and other music as well, right? Are you still doing
lots of other material. Funtime Productions is the name of a production company I do up there. The Deftech thing, now Aloha Damashi. I've been doing solo projects with local Okinawan artists. There's a lot of really good people out here in Okinawa. And right? I wanted to talk to you guys about that because, bruh, you know what? When we say that, they speak the same way in Okinawa, but in Okinawan language. Really? It's crazy.
What?
I think it came from Okinawa.
No.
Well, I'll tell you this. In 1858,
here we go.
7,000 Okinawans came to Hawaii to work on the sugar plantation.
Excuse me, Okinawans in Hawaii run this town. They run the banks, they run the food industry, they run the restaurants.
When they came, they got together, and I don't know the name of it, but Shen, you're gonna have to tell me. They would put their money in a bank. We got to finish this conversation in the extended version.
If you're Okinawan and you're from Hawaii, come to YouTube.
Shen from Deftech, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
I gotta give him shirts.
Oh, give him your shirt.
88 Tees, you know 88 Tees. You love 88 Tees. We're gonna send you.
We'll send you that. Okay.
Yes.
Join us for the extended version of this conversation. So proud of you, brother. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It's a Hawaii thing. We'll see you next time. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing, the extended version. Please subscribe and leave a comment down below. We're talking with Shen.
He's been blowing my freaking mind.
You know, every time
I want to cry so hard now. Like, I feel like he's my guru.
Yeah.
Every time I bring
this Haole boy from Iolani is, this Hawaiian is shook. Shook.
Every time I bring a guest on, she doesn't know.
I have like,
it's her favorite guest.
He schools me every time. He like lowballs, and then I like book all of these people, and then he quietly like drops these people on his list. I'm like, I don't know who this person is, and then you guys come on, and then I'm like in tears and need therapy.
Shen,
it's crazy.
We were before we had to stop. We were talking about I forget what we were talking. So many things we were talking about. You guys did the 10 albums. You're talking about.
We're on the Okinawan.
Yeah.
tip
Oh,
now.
so Okinawa. You're talking about how they say the same things as we do, and those 7,000 Okinawans went to Japan, and we shared so many different things. If you really look at why do we have the Okinawan festival and it's all Hawaiians go, what is it, every 5 years or every 4 years or something?
Where? In Okinawa?
In Okinawa.
Oh, the Hawaii people go?
Yeah, it's like 10,000 Hawaiians go for the Okinawan festival.
Yeah.
But the connection, you're right. There's a deep connection that goes back to the 1800s.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Wait, but isn't Okinawan indigenous? Like they're like...
They live forever.
No, but like, aren't they ostracized to a certain point in Japan? Because I remember growing up, and look, don't come for me, Hawaii, but like if you, like me, I'm part Portuguese, right? If you had hairy arms and people would be like, oh, what, you Okinawan? Like they would make fun of Okinawan people because they were like Monchichi dolls. They would call us in the 80s. Like they're furry.
I think
they're not like Genki, you know, they're not like cute Japanese.
I think part of that though came from
darker.
them being like when somebody's your boss or your Luna or in control. This is what the kupuna tell me. And what it's kind of like the Okinawans were the ones who got together, zippies.
They ran the town.
They would put all their money together and they would say, okay, first we're going to help Brooke. And then she would get her restaurant going, and then she would raise some money. And they would, okay, now we're going to help Shen. And they would. So you look at a lot of the restaurants that are in Hawaii, they were all Okinawan owned.
Yes.
Yeah, it all started with them.
All the food industry here too. A lot of the banks, and they were ostracized by other Asian groups too.
Yes.
That's why. I don't even know why.
That's jealousy.
But Okinawans are like, they don't consider themselves Japanese. They're Okinawan.
No, there's a very strong identity. It's actually called Ryukyu. The Ryukyu Kingdom.
Okay.
So there are a lot of links, whereas like Lanai was saying, people from the mainland over here, and they call them that. Naichi is the mainland.
Which is Tokyo, which is
mainland people.
Okay.
It's the same kind of thing as, bruh, go back to the mainland. It's the same kind of vibe, bruh. Yeah. What, you just like come over here and make all kind of trouble and then go home? What, like no respect for the land? Like, what you doing?
Know,
like,
Brian Kealana's family took me to Okinawa for the first time, and I was blown away. The beaches remind me of Hawaii. The weather reminds me of Hawaii, except it's a little more humid during the summertime. They eat a lot of Spam and a lot of bitter melon.
Random.
They're very happy people, like we are over here. So the similarities are right on point.
Well, and they were. Right. I mean, look, I'm not anti-military. I'm not anti. They have
a
military base was in Okinawa, much like the military bases are here in Kaneohe, in Pearl Harbor.
So what brought you?
A lot of that too.
What brings you there, Shen? You've been spending a lot of time there. What drew you to Okinawa?
A girl. No.
We found a really good studio out of here. Actually, been making a lot of music.
Okay.
So I usually say that music is my mistress because I need time for it, and I kind of gotta have some kind of sympathy in that case because it does take up a lot of time and a lot of dedication. But out here, detoxing from all of the heaviness in Tokyo, because Tokyo is just chaos, man.
Like pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, in the pandemic, just always chaos, or like right now it's like cray.
I mean, it's actually kind of calm now because nobody's going out, but it's just everybody, like the frequency, like you were talking about, everybody's frequency is so low because nobody really knows what to do, So coming back to Okinawa, and we've been coming here, every time we'd end our tour in Okinawa because it's a great location and you can have a vacation after. But then we started building bonds from like 10 years ago. So got a circle of friends over here and plenty Hawaii people out here. Yeah. Like you're talking about, plenty military people too. In Okinawa, though, it's funny because before the war, Yamato, Japanese came and took the Ryukyu kingdom away. And then the Americans are the ones who liberated them from that. So they actually accepted the Americans and really liked the fact that they came. So it's kind of a different dynamic than in Hawaii, where it was just the country was stolen.
Right.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah, and I'm kind of conflicted about all of that because everything going on in Hawaii, I want to be there, like witnessing it, seeing it, and and be a part of it. But Okinawa, the vibe here is super, super high compared to Tokyo. So that's why I'm here right now.
That's so cool.
So cool.
Yeah. That is awesome. And when this all gets back to normal, are you guys planning a tour?
As soon as we can, we're gonna. We have a billboard live going on in, I believe it's November, in Tokyo, Osaka, and Yokohama.
Okay.
So billboard's kind of like the Blue Note, over here.
Yeah.
So it's like a dinner show kind of thing, 2 shows a night. More of an adult vibe. You can drink and eat while you listen to the music and stuff.
Yeah, because your audience has actually grown up with you. In a sense, your audience is older now, right?
Yeah, correct. I'm 40 now. But it's weird, too, because that video you mentioned, 22 million views, it's called The First Take is the name of the channel, right? And this is a big channel in Japan. Because of that, we've got a whole new generation of fans now.
Oh, wow.
So... yeah, the song My Way that first hit, it's called a revival hit. It hit again.
Wow. That makes sense, though.
So now we have a whole new generation.
So when exactly was the Iolani moment that you were in Japan and it all flipped for you and you were like, oh, I'm fluent in Japanese and I am like... I'm from here now. Like, I live here and I'm one of the people here. Like, when does that happen? Do you get a memo like from Siri, or like how does that work?
Actually, I got a memo from Iolani, my Japanese teacher.
The Japanese teacher was like,
good job, Shen. A+.
Yeah. Akamine sensei gave me a call. Akamine, she's from Okinawa too, her family.
Of course she is.
She calls me and she goes, we want you to come back to Iolani and give a talk to the kids. Just come talk to our class. So I did that. I went, talked to them. And then the next year I went back again, talked again with the kids, and really just explaining about, like I said in the beginning, my dad said, if you jump, the world will catch you. You gotta take that leap of faith. You gotta believe in yourself and what you want to do. And if you do that, nobody's gonna stop you. You know what I mean? The empowered person is unstoppable.
How hard is it for a haole though in Japan?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard enough haole anywhere in Hawaii, but like in Japan, like I saw thornbirds. I know how people are. Gaijin, like come on.
Gaijin, yeah. But Hakujin is white person, so Hakujin, Gaijin, yeah. I mean, speaking Japanese really helps. I'll put it that way.
Right.
Like,
yeah, because all the Japanese girls are all like, he's so cute. I gotta get you.
Yeah. What you talking about? But I do have the conversation every day. Wow, your Japanese is really good. Every single day, somebody says it to me. Yeah.
After 20 years.
Yeah, and I'm still humble about it. Right. And it's everybody is my teacher is how I look at it, because I learned speaking Japanese in izakaya, drinking and just cruising and eating. And,
isn't that great?
Of course, Akamine Sensei gave me a lot of tips, and I learned a lot from her. But the basis was solid. And then,
right. Of course.
For sure.
Wow, so proud of you. We're Aloha Plate's opening up a cafe in Japan.
I didn't know this. When did this happen?
We open next month.
What? Yeah. I didn't get a memo. Did you get a memo?
Where are you guys opening?
What's the town next to one of the surf towns? I just forgot the name of it. I'll send it to you.
Shonan side?
Next to, near Shonan.
Okay.
Is this because you just did a TV show?
Yeah, because of the TV show.
Okay.
And they aired the Great Food Truck Race in Japan, the season we won.
Okay.
And then it caught on, and then now we're doing it's Aloha Plate Cafe.
Wow.
So
okay.
Yeah, we're kind of excited.
When is it?
It's supposed to be next month. But I don't know yet because of everything that's going on. We were going to do a soft opening, I think, and then hopefully as soon as it opens, I'll be there, and hopefully you'll be there with me.
Yeah, I was waiting for the ask. I was waiting for the, hey, will you guys play for the opening thing? I was waiting for that.
They're too big for that.
I'm just saying.
I just have Shen in his presence.
I'll come and play for sure.
See, I'm telling you, Hawaiian down home Zippy's bonding.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome to have you.
For real.
What do you miss about home? What is the one thing that you miss?
Don't get too deep. I emotionally can't take it. Like, seriously. Like, you're Haunani K-trosking me right now. And I'm just like, I'm so in my feels. Shen, I'm so in my feels right now. And I graduated from Kameha and I'm getting schooled by Iolani. So that's some Eala moments right now. It's happening to me. I mean...
Wait. Can I say I want to become Japanese because I am not American.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I think most of the if you had the choice, they would say the same thing.
We were talking about that, Alan.
Yeah, we were.
If you could choose between an American passport and a Hawaiian passport, which would you choose? And most people say Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Right.
Me too.
Of course.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah. I mean, I just heard recently about all that kerfuffle with the surfing group because surfing from Hawaii, they usually get to represent the flag.
Yeah.
Separately from American flag because Hawaii is the home of surfing, and but under the U.S.
they're
rules
making it
for the IOAC, they're making them go under the American flag.
Did you see
American flag?
If you look at the UFC, MMA, we are the only. Our fighters are the only ones that carry a Hawaiian flag. No, you don't see the guy from Idaho or North Carolina.
California's not holding a bear going.
No, it's just Hawaii. Yeah. So what is the one thing you miss, Shen?
I miss my family the most, of course. I mean, the island, the Aina, the Mana, of course. But, my sister has 2 kids. My dad and my mom are getting older. I want to spend as much time as possible. So as soon as I can get back, I'm going to go.
And where is the neighborhood?
And let's link up.
Where's his neighborhood? Where you live? Where you stay from? Where you from? On the Aina.
Kaneohe.
Oh, Windward boy. Country. Keep country.
Yeah. But I grew up in Kailua, of course. True to form as a haole kid. I grew up in Kailua, but my dad moved to Kaneohe
it's your
like 10
natural
years
habitat.
ago.
You feel comfortable there.
I feel comfortable in the swamp,
yes. Kauai Nui swamp. Yes. We get it.
You guys, I've been hearing that Japan might open in September now. Is that true? Are you hearing that?
I mean, there's all kind of rumors. Okinawa's still in lockdown till later this month. Lockdown, Tioka. There's restrictions on how late things can be open and how late people can serve alcohol, that kind of thing. But there's no real lockdown in Japan because constitutionally they can't do that to us.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah. Something to do with the war that happened. I don't know.
Boom.
Real talk.
Boom.
When are you back in Tokyo?
I go back every few weeks. So I'm going back on the 21st for some photo shoots and for some interviews for the Billboard thing, and we're going to be in the studio again. And so a couple weeks ago. From now, I'll be there.
Him. I want to go to Japan with him.
You should come with me when I go. I'm with him all the time.
Be holding the bags while you guys walk down the street in Japan. I want to see what this looks like.
You're welcome to come.
Okay.
Done.
In this day and age, our words manifest so quick. Now that you said it, we're going to do it.
Yes, 100%.
Done.
Well, we're so proud of you, brother.
Yay!
So proud of everything that you're doing.
Hey, you guys too. I love the show. I love watching you guys. Keep doing what you do. You bring so much joy to everybody.
Aw.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's joy, but we try.
What's the website?
I'd be laughing. I'd cry. So what?
What's the website they can get check out your merch on?
My merchandise is on base. Just search Aloha Damashi in English. And
that's just his code, his Asian code for send him some stuff so he can wear it on the show.
No, I'm gonna go buy some. I'll wear it on the show all day. Yeah.
I'll send you guys. I got you.
The Asian passive aggressive way.
Aloha Damashi. It's for everybody else. And then you can follow Shen on Instagram. You can follow Def Tech also on Instagram. But your Instagram is what?
Shen 037. SHEN 037.
037. Okay, and DefTech is just spelled out Def DEFTECK.
Big stars in Japan. I had no idea. Kupuna status.
Yeah, it's funny because when before I met you, Konishiki used to say, "You got to meet this guy. You got to meet this guy." He would tell me, "I got to meet this guy," for like a couple years. So you got to meet this guy, and then everything has its time. It was perfect timing when it happened. But yeah, congratulations on everything, Shen.
Yeah,
you're a great man for spreading the Aloha spirit.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
and
you too, both of you.
And good luck with the music. Yeah, are you still with Tokyo Vic? There you go. Right. The Hawaiian Islands right there.
Always in my heart, bro.
Are you still producing stuff with Tokyo Vic?
Vic and John are in Tokyo with Funtime Productions doing their thing, man. The studio is going, so
good job.
We're back and forth and all over the place.
Okay,
having fun.
Thank you so much, brother. Make sure you follow him. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. Make sure you leave a comment below. Also subscribe to the channel and follow DefTech and Shen. We'll see you guys next time. Ahui ho. It's a Hawaii thing. Whoa, it's a